And welcome back to Bring Back the Red and Black, the only podcast taking you on one man's journey, quest to become the president of the soon-to-be great again Essendon Football Club. I'm your host, Ryan Kerwood, and with me, as always, is the people's president, Ron the Don Shell. How are you, Don?
I'm great, and let's never forget to shout out early in the pod, the Oracle, the producer, comfortable on the couch, out of the frame, but always in our hearts.
Yeah, he might chime in if he's got an opinion. Great to be here. Post game.
32-minute walk from gate 2. And I quite enjoy, I said that was the top 3 Essendon game this year for us.
Spirits are high again.
Yeah. What was that other game we said was one of the best losses? Was that the Adelaide? Yeah, Adelaide. Yeah. We said it's the best 12-goal loss.
Yeah.
This is the best 7-goal loss we've been a part of in the last 2 years.
Because there was moments? Is that
moments? And we're about to talk about some of the biggest.
Well, we'll get into caller one in a sec, but for new time listeners, which is growing every week, so I'm sure there's a few. What is the game plan today?
Game plan. So bring back the red and black. Obviously, as we said, it's not anymore a delusional man's journey. It's just a journey for me to work towards taking that presidency mantle from Andrew Welsh in a handshake agreement by 2030. And to do that, we're going to analyse it from a fan's point of view, trying to add some positivity and some structure from a few diehard fans. Quarter 1 is a review of the game, so we'll review the Sydney game. Quarter 2 is a preview of the upcoming game. We've got Port, not the graveyard shift, but it might as well be
the brunch shift.
The brunch shift, the 12:20 Marvel game to finish and decide whether we get the spoon or not. And then quarter 3 is where Ryan, who's a future list manager for the Essendon Football Club, time to shine, free agents, off-season, drafts, bit of everything. We've got a great little section on that that Ryan's been cooking up all week. And then quarter 4 is a bit of a mix, nostalgia, top 5s, the Don's presidency campaign, Ask the Don, bring back the red and black at gmail.com. So mix it up, 10-minute quarters. The Oracle keeps us honest so we don't waffle too much. I think our longest podcast has been 53 minutes, which I'm happy with. If we can get that to 48, we're doing our job.
Highly recommend listening to it in 1.5x speed. Let's get into quarter 1. Julie, blow that siren. So, as you said, walk back from the game, feeling all right about the loss. Do you think the boys put in a bit of effort because they were in front of their future coach?
That's a really, really loaded question, Ryan. And we were going to save chatting about the coach for now. But do I think that that's the reason they put in effort? I'd like to think, again, these players, young and some of them slightly older, on hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, don't need any motivation to put in effort week to week. But certainly this week, there was a tiny bit more hunger. And to be honest, there was a tiny bit more of the tail up, which is what you want to see from a young side. It shouldn't be downtrodden. You're playing AFL as a young kid on the MCG. This is as good as it gets. And they showed that a bit today.
They did. Sunny Sunday, MCG, in front of a whopping 25,000.
Yeah, we got to 25.
Yeah. It was a beautiful day. I got a lot of ticks.
You do.
Yeah.
And we couldn't start the pod for 10 minutes because you were busy writing ticks.
Yeah. My hand got sore.
Yeah. And we might need to extend the pod for this first tick because it could take up the next 7 minutes.
It's changed a lot of draft boards.
And it's all happened in the last 90 minutes.
2 weeks, yeah. 2 weeks of Vigo.
I don't think there's enough that we can say about Vigo. I don't think there'll be a lot of people watching the game. I think people will check the stats and they'll think that he played a good game. He didn't play a good game. He played a great game.
Great game.
And not only did he play a great game, he looked every part like a 200-game ruckman. He glides across the field. He moves with conviction. But forget all of that. Forget hit-outs. Forget the fact that he takes marks that a lot of other ruckmen took. He had 2 plays today, which I don't know many other ruckmen in the league that do that. Like there's
about the tackles.
The tackles. There was one tackle in particular where not only did he win the tackle and the bloke tried to step him and couldn't, he then just showed a bit of mongrel, which we just don't have. Archie Roberts, really one of the only ones.
Yeah. The bloke being Chad Warner.
The bloke being Chad Warner, and he just nailed him a bit into the ground, not in any other way than just showing like a bit of pride for the jumper.
So what is he? Is he a 28-year-old 80-game player? Is he? Is that what Vigo is fairly new?
He's 20 years old.
He's 20 years old.
His 4th game of AFL. And I'm going to tell you right now, on the way home, I asked ChatGPT to write me 18 ruckmen in the league. Yeah. There's 1, maybe 2 ruckmen that I'd take ahead of Vigo right now, based on what I've seen.
Is one of them Dante Vicente?
Yeah, and we've got a massive quarter 2 where we're going to the Vicentini Cup, which is coming up again at the brunch game on Sunday. But Luke Jackson and maybe Max Gawn, but Max Gawn's old. Like I'm taking Vigo.
Wow.
To the point where we were sitting around people. It wasn't just us. There was Essendon people were finally getting vocal. I haven't heard that for 10 weeks.
People wanted to see Vigo so much they were booing Nick Bryan. Nick Bryan played all right.
He played all right, but he was getting booed. And other people were copying our acronym, which was, what was it, GTV?
Yeah, give to Vigo.
Give to Vigo. No matter where he was 120 metres down the line. Remember that.
GTV.
GTV is our new game plan. This is big. This is really big.
He only played 68% of game time.
19 touches.
Yep.
30 plus hitouts.
Yep.
6 tackles.
And a goal.
And a goal.
Yes, Gawn plays 80% of game time. So if he can get up to 75%, you're looking at a very good ruckman. And all of a sudden, Harry Van Hudden isn't the obvious pick at that. Not that we're big Archie Butler guys, but yeah, that if I'm Rosa, I'm going, what am I doing now?
But it's not just like, he showed patches. Like if that was the game every week, we speak about this with Dyson Sharp. If Vicentini played that exact game every week, we would take it as in the future.
That's fine. Yeah.
If he got 19 touches, 7 marks, 6 tackles, 30 plus hitouts, and 2 amazing, we did that pressure act in the last quarter where he pushed a player exiting defensive 50 and then the turnover and he slots the goal and his kicking is so beautiful.
So is Nick Bryan's as well. So that's why best kicks ruckman. So we do have ruckman.
Yeah. Well, shout out, Elijah in the BFL. But that's a reason why I hope we've started to trend towards picking these players. But Vigo Vicentini, Luke Jackson, Max Gawn, Vigo Vicentini.
You're right. Like if he's at game 4, so another 96 games of this, you know how they go like, is this the best 100 games? That would be one of the best first 100 games from a ruckman if he just played at that level.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was incredible to watch.
We're a bit hyped up on Vigo.
We are a bit hyped, but this is, I'm going to say it as well, this is the 3rd best thing that's happened to the Essendon Football Club this year. Sullivan Roby's the obvious one. Last 3 weeks, Dyson Sharp has become already
Can I get
captain.
Potential 4th?
What's the 4th?
So if he plays next week, touch on wood, Zach Reid will have played every single game this year. Could you, what were the odds of that going into the year?
Well, I told you I was done before the year started with Zach Reid because, again, I can't pick a team or win a premiership on fantasy. And fantasy is assuming players that only have ever played 6 or 7 games suddenly play 20 games.
Yeah, best ability is availability.
Correct. But he has proved us wrong. And not only that, today he had 3 goals kicked on him technically by his direct opponent.
Yeah.
2 of them were unlucky. One of them just bounced into Curno's hands. Another one was a handball over the top. So really it was just 1. But the stat sheet says 3 in 5 minutes.
Yes. I've got Reid 7 minutes. One of the you're looking to clip it up. The best.
We're going to clip. We said it's the best quarter we've seen him play.
Yeah, but 7 minutes.
But 7 minutes of that quarter specifically. But he won every one-on-one. He dominated Curno, and they kept going to Curno because they want him to win this Coleman by a lot.
Yeah.
Zach Reid could have easily put his head down the whole game after 3 in 5 minutes. Curno finished with 4.
Yeah.
Zach Reid smashed him for a few quarters.
And
smashed him.
And set up goals the other way.
And
this is my next tick. One goal he did set up. Will Setterfield. What a game.
32-1.
Oracle, you made a really good point when we were walking. Can you just repeat for the listeners what you said on the way back about Will Setterfield?
It's a positive negative in that.
False positive.
A false positive in that he was fantastic, but I don't want to be walking away from the ground going, how good was Will Setterfield?
How old is he? 27?
Same draft as Andy McGrath. So 27, 28, I think.
Yep. One of the super drafts, that one. No, great game. Great goal. Yeah, give him another year now. He was.
Yeah, I think we already had him at another year, but I think that comment stands. Like, he's completely very solid, and he's a lot more reliable than some of our other mids, which we'll get to in quarter 4 as well. He has to be on the list, but I do agree with the Oracle. If he's our best midfielder, we haven't really moved forward. But if he is coming in and playing that 4th role or stepping up once we have injuries, which will inevitably happen, then that's a really good thing for the AFC.
Yeah, or putting pressure on guys to stand up. And I know you're playing against him at training. you're getting better,
Yeah.
right?
And he's not a horrible kick. He's an above average AFL kick. I would say that.
Yeah, gets it in pressure, kicks around his body. So you can't really, you couldn't look at his disposal efficiency with confidence.
But he's not an elite kick, but he's not a terrible one.
The other tick I had, really interesting one, kept a very dangerous forward, Papley, goalless. In fact, I didn't really see him today. Artemis.
Yeah, I really liked Artemis. He was drafted as the lizard comparison. Lizard 2.0. He has
Gecko. Right?
The gecko. He hasn't shown any of that, by the way. So these recruiters have no idea. But what he showed today actually was the opposite. He didn't want to do the flashy play every time. It was more just to do the right play.
Yeah.
And again, it sounds so basic, but we have so many of our players that get so fumbly and scared when the pressure comes on. To have a player that's only 4 or 5 games in do the right play consistently and then hold, a very dangerous forward, I think he'll only get confidence from that.
Yeah, mate, lock down a role, be your back pocket, play 250 games.
And not only that, you lock down that role, you get confident in that role, you do suddenly run off. You do suddenly become a 20 possession player. Yeah. And I think he's got that chance. Is he going to be Nick Blakey 2.0 or the Gecko? We haven't seen it yet, but he's certainly showed enough. And I think the coaching staff trust him because if you just looked at the games game by game, you're like, hasn't set the world on fire, but we haven't heard any chatter about him either being dropped or anyone being disappointed with his games. It's almost like he's doing exactly what the coaching staff's asking.
Yeah, he must be, because I was really surprised to see Zach Johnson get dropped. I really like him.
Yeah.
I thought he played
okay.
He played okay,
yeah.
building. I love the ball in his hands. You're right. Maybe he's not doing what he needs to do. So defense first.
Yeah.
Which is a great spot to build a struggling team from. Any other ticks? I had 2 more.
I had 2 very quick ones, but Sharp was great again.
Yeah.
And Roberts, I think, was the way he led from the front from the first quarter. There's a big reason why we didn't get pumped today. It's because players like Roberts didn't let us get pumped.
Yes.
They made sure that when they needed to go, when they needed to chase, when they needed to hit a target, when they were under pressure, he did that. It's not his best game he's played for the footy club, but from a leadership point of view, with so many younger players than him around him, and he's young himself, I was really impressed. Who else did you have?
It's a sustainably good game from Roberts. I just had tackling improvement. It
was much better.
Much better.
It was visibly and obviously a better game for tackling.
And Unwins aren't going to stop Chad Warner's, but he almost did. But the tackling, they were not respecting us at all and trying to just break through everyone, Kako included. Some of them we stopped if they were Vigo, the future GOAT. But we're at least slowing them down, and they're fumbling and they're doing pressure handballs.
Yeah.
The Africans got, I think they were a bit shell-shocked.
Yeah. Yeah, look, and just very quickly, you mentioned him, but just I know we're after the siren, so a very quick kick. But first half was this much of the same that we'd seen for the last 6 weeks, but the second half of Kako, where he was playing up the ground a bit and being a bit of pressure and not being relied on to be a small forward deep target, he actually showed that he was much closer to having a decent impact on the game.
Very good. Very good. All right. I got a lot of ticks. No crosses there.
No crosses. We didn't have time because Vigo deserves.
He deserves.
He's changed the draft board. He's also changed. I want to hear AFL 360 talking about him. That's how good he's been the last 2 weeks.
Well, Ryan asked the question whether is he a rising star? Not our 4th for the year. Is he a chance this week?
Would it be? Yeah.
Under 10 games.
Under 10 games. Drafted last year.
He has to be. Yeah.
Yeah. So he should qualify. He should get it. I don't know. He won't win it.
No. Well, we remember there were people, and they looked a lot like us, saying he could be in the All-Australian squad by the end of the round, which they're going to exactly. He looked exactly like us. All right, the Vicentini Cup. Not to talk about it anymore, but is there a chance that we obviously have the best Vicentini, and we're going to prove that this week at the Brunch game?
Dante,
yeah, he's not bad. Yeah,
he's not bad. I don't know if he's getting a game, but BZT Cup. Dersma Cup, Vicentini Cup. We got bad blood against Port Adelaide.
We do, and they're heavy favourites.
Are they?
They're $1.30 favourites right now.
Wow! Not that we support gambling.
No, we don't, and we don't. We'll never take a sponsor, unless of course it was life changing. But or one even just knocked on the door. But I'm curious as to what your changes are. I don't think we have forced outs based on what we saw.
Maybe Merritt had that
Knock.
bit of a head knock.
There's no way Merritt isn't playing next week.
Like for his last game for the club.
Remember last year when
But wouldn't it be fitting though? It's almost deserved to not. But no, I think he'll just find a way.
Played this time last year with a broken hand.
Yeah.
Because he knew he was leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. No forced outs that I saw. I was keeping an eye on bench time. I thought Perkins was injured at some point, but no, he just went missing. And he's out. He's my forced out this week. He started the game really well.
Yeah.
He's the biggest drop your head player I've ever seen. Unfortunately, he's got all the talent in the world. And I think every Essendon fan could say they really want him to turn that corner and show what he's capable of. But look, there was one point in the game, and this all turns because he had a couple shots on goal early. He was running really hard, and he pushed so hard to get all the way back to be the get out kick. Langford just couldn't hit a simple kick. He fumbled twice in a row. They kicked an easy goal. He touched it once for the rest of the game.
Yeah, which is unacceptable though.
This is why he's out. And I think you're pointing to that reason. It's like, mate, you have the talent, but you dropped your head. Like, you can't have that. You are no longer a junior burger on this team.
No.
These kids are coming in. Like Angus Clark is playing next to you.
He's played 150 games. It's sad.
Yeah, he would 120 odd. Yeah, you're right.
But it's not. You can't hold your head as being a junior player, like you said.
Easy mistakes. So and I want him on the list next year. I'm not delisting by any point. I'd love to see a new coach just grab him and makes footy fun and simple for him.
Yeah, but he needs to want it as well.
I think he does.
I don't know. I've seen the light. The light went out of the eyes of the last few years, and I hope it's a new coach that can save it.
What he's going to do, he's going to grow his hair long again.
That was the only Perkins that had a shot.
Yeah.
It was the long-haired Perkins.
No,
it was.
Just grow it back long. And Durham in.
Yeah, I think that's...
But not to play midfield. Like, he's obviously a bit sore, injured. He's coming in to play that forward.
Yeah,
high half forward.
Role. Yeah, and just struggle there like all of our players do. But
he's there to be a leader.
Yeah, correct. And hopefully that leads to him being, selected in that leadership team. But the only other one I would want to consider, but I don't have an in for it, is Harry Jones. I just don't.
I've got to ask the question. The two players, I think I know the answer, but I've got to ask the question on behalf of the fans. The two standouts from the VFL yesterday. 37 touches and a goal to Elijah Sardis. And the other one was Jade, the Gresh Prince, kicked 5.
He's got a games trigger. And so if he hits that, we pay him $750,000 next year. So I think that's
it's a big no with the games trigger. Otherwise, he does deserve it. Yeah. And he could just be a
because the VFL made finals, finished 5th. Congrats to the VFL boys. They got a bye next week. Is that right?
No, yes, it is because it's the same play-in. So, and then the other one again, stats don't mean anything to me. I'd need to watch.
I watched it. He played awesome.
Yeah, he used it better.
He used it better or used it to AFL level. We're not a child care facility. You either are going to be really good at AFL level or you're not. Doesn't matter if you've used it better and in the past it was a 0 out of 10. I need both of you watched it. You're telling me that the game you saw from Elijah tells you that he's going to be able to kick at the same level that's required by other AFL players.
As good as Setterfield kicked today. What I noticed was, it was great to see that all AFL listed guys, the whole list was there to watch yesterday, which you'd expect, which is great. They also all posted about Elijah's game. They all posted Essendon win, the scoreline, and yes, separate, and yes, Elijah.
Even Zach Merritt.
He's only been posting his third-party, low-revenue companies that he must have some low angel investment in for the whole year.
Yeah, you're right, exactly. So I don't know. That tells maybe it's a guy that's been down in confidence, but he carried that team for 6 wins, 7 wins in a row. That's got to count for something. I would like to see him.
So who would go out?
You'd have to shake
Can't drop Setterfield.
Anyone that's sore, I don't know.
Yeah.
Caldwell probably did enough today.
Caldwell 28 touches.
But if he saw, I thought again, I hate stats. You tell me Caldwell's 28 touches, I tell you he had no impact on the game. But if you just look at the stats, you're like, oh, he bounced back. He didn't bounce back. So if he saw, firstly, I hate that excuse. When you're out there, that you are judged at the same level as every other player. But if he is sore, then it's the most obvious out in the world then.
Yeah,
Elijah
Caldwell out, yeah. Or the other one is, and I don't want this, but if we're setting standards, potentially ADW, each week is running less, doing a little less. I really like him. I think there's a player there, and he has moments, which is what we're looking for, right?
You bringing back in, Jack Johnson, or
no, for Elijah.
Oh, okay.
And moving Merritt maybe to half back or half forward. Just in fact, probably put Merritt in the forward line as well, just to kick goals and celebrate.
Yeah. Look, I'm not anti this. I look to our future. I think we've given Elijah so many chances in the AFL. Day Wicks has much more of a chance to be an AFL player, in my opinion. So
yeah, it's a good point.
I just think we have to make some tough decisions, and we can be blinded by stats. And we've seen him come in off 30 possession games and then have 25 possession games in the AFL and no impact.
Yeah.
However, again, if you're building a performance culture, he clearly has. If his kicking has certainly improved, and you both are adamant on that, then I'm very comfortable him coming in the last round.
The other one is Parrish might be back from injury, getting injured in a bye. I don't know. Does he get a good bye game?
It's
contracted
tough.
for another 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't think you play him.
You don't?
No.
No.
What I want us to do, and I don't think I would need to set an example with Elijah. Like if he genuinely deserves it and he's worked on his kicking, and I didn't watch the VFL, so I can't comment on it. Yeah. I just don't want to go on stats alone. But I do want us to start not just doing what the right thing is to do or the nice thing is to do, is doing what's actually best for the long-term future of this football club. And that's how I want us to make the decisions. So Darcy Parish, unless it absolutely should be coming back in, I don't see a reason.
Yeah, no. Love to hear it. Do we want to win?
Great question. And there's a sign. We've heard so many angles, because now the Essendon fans, the favourite thing they have to say is, if we win, but by less than 5 goals, or, we can keep the number 1 pick but still win, or whatever the mathematics will add up to. I just think you just go in wanting to win, because I don't think 1 or 2 changes our future too much. Yeah. I think 1 to 4 does, but we can only be 1 or 2.
Yeah, I want to win.
Yeah.
I think it's more important for our group to not have another spoon, not accept.
And if we win next week, you're going to be at the game. Like, we go enjoy that Sunday night, because we'll have Heard or McVeigh announced this week.
Maybe both.
Sunday night, you mean Sunday lunch?
Sunday lunch, yeah. We'll do a little.
The game's done.
And hopefully we'll get the same sun and we can go and celebrate. New coach.
Yeah.
Vigo Vicentini going above Max Gawn in the Ruckman Power rankings.
It's a great Marvel hack.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, it's a nice little segue into...
You've been really cooking this week. It's a let him cook job.
It is a let him cook job.
Yeah.
Look, by the time this podcast gets announced, Mark McVeigh will be announced as coach.
Do you think tomorrow? You think it's a Monday announcement?
Yeah.
Wow. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I think it's a done deal. The only unknown is whether Herd's on that part of that package or not.
Which is so fascinating.
But I think that's me being hopeful. Yeah. Oracle's watching videos. Anyway, so I'm really worried. I'm pumped that it's McVeigh. We've been big advocates for him since 2022 is when we started talking about this in the group chat. I noticed Oracle the other day. You actually posted a strong rumor that Herd and McVeigh a package deal coming to Essendon 2022. You said that.
Never wrong, sometimes early.
Yeah.
That's very early.
Often wrong, sometimes early. Yeah.
My concern is he's not coming in set up for success. I'm really worried because the list is awful. Like it's just not well balanced. Like I'm pumped about these kids, but there's so many kids. There's nothing but kids. It's the Essendon crash. Like I know, I know baby Bombers were a thing, but this is taking it too far. This is Feotus Bombers.
Yeah, I don't mind Feotus Bombers, but I do. I really like that. But the list, I'm glad you qualified. The list isn't awful.
Yeah,
the list is very unbalanced.
Yeah,
it's the Feotus Bombers.
It's a Feotus Bombers.
TFB.
And here's the stats. So I'm looking at last year's premiers, this year's favourites. to be premiers. So last year Brisbane, this year's favourites Freo. Just comparing the list composition to ours. And I've used Draft Guru for this. So they've got a ranking system on their website, whether it's good or bad. It's taken the bias out of this. So they rank players as A to Ds. So this is kind of where I've come up with the list rankings. But so our average games on our list this year is 69 compared to Brisbane's 101 and Freo's 76. Average age as 23 compares to Brisbane's 25 to Freo's 24. But average player ranking, ranking of the list, ours is 2.7 compared to 3.3 and 3.1. 3.3 for Brisbane, 3.1. This is only going to get worse in the off season because we're getting
so many draft picks in.
So many draft picks in. We're going to delist players like probably Guelphy, probably Gresham, who carry a lot of games in age, and we're trading out Merritt and Ridley. So that's going down. Like all of that's going down. We're actively getting worse, and that's the concern. It is really easy to gut a list and just bring in kids because you're just picking the best talent, right? And that's my concern. Like this is what the coach is inheriting. So I saw during the week that because we are getting rid of all these players, our war chest that was $3 million is actually closer to $6 million.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is spend it.
Yeah.
Because you got to spend it.
We haven't, but you're advocating to spend it.
It's just bizarre to not spend it. You can front load some players' contracts. Well, that's kind of the issue we're in at the moment. So I'm just going to talk through how we get there, and this might go a little long. Apologies if I eat into quarter four, but hopefully not, because it's a pretty easy plan. I was going to call it the blueprint, but I think it's the green print, and you'll see in a little bit why. So outs. These are the delistings, which frees up some salary. So Gresh, I'm sorry, you're gone. Cox, McMahon, Guelphy, not hanging on to Sardis. Like he's a first round pick. He's on $450,000.
Too much money.
It's a lot of money. So
yeah.
I would be happy if we re-rookie him or something. But I think another club will snap him up. Edwards, Unwin, the young was good today, but
yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah, but once again, re-rookie.
Yeah,
because I think hopefully we'll West Coast. We'll get some assistant package where we can have more rookies. So happy for those guys to be on, and Jerian as well. I haven't seen him yet, don't know. And we're trading out Merritt and Ridley.
Yep.
So that's how we get to our $6 million. With the Ridley pick, I'm trading him to Gold Coast. So they're going to get a compo pick for losing Ben King. I'm paying 60% of Ridley's salary. So I don't know why they called on him. Maybe because they've seen how injury prone he is. Or maybe it's just they just can't be paying a lot of players. I'm guessing it's the latter. But whether it's we do that with North or we do it with Gold Coast, it nets us picks 7 or 8. With Merritt, I'm trading to Hawthorn.
Yep. For
pick 17.
They need him more than ever.
They really do.
Yep.
Yeah, they'd be almost premiership favourites with him.
Yeah.
Pick 17, pick 29, so their second round pick, and Jack Scrimshaw.
Yeah.
Who's
fallen out of favour there.
Yeah. Can't get a game.
But would fit very well into our back line.
Yeah, even in interviews, that's who Mitchell talks about as wanting to get back in the team, just can't find a role for him. So I think he's valued there.
Yeah.
Go after him. He plays the exact same role as Ridley.
Yeah.
So, 28-year-old helps that profile. We're not getting significantly worse.
No.
So this leaves us with pick 3 by the time so it should be 1, but it'll get pushed back to 3, 7, 17, 19, 20, 23, 29, and 55.
That's a fair draft haul.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 picks.
With 4 or 5 in the top 21.
4. Yep. That's a lot of picks.
Yeah.
But that's all kids. You don't need that many kids, right? And that's why I'm going to move some of these out. I'll get to who we draft in a minute, but I'm trading. Should I start the big one or should I start with the little moves?
Start little.
Start
build
little.
up.
So I'm trying to bring in some experience. I'm trading, picks in the 20s. So I want my issue at the moment with all the rumors that we have, it's like list clogger players. Pedler I saw during the week we're after.
Yeah.
From Adelaide.
Yeah, less clog.
In and out. McNeil from Western Bulldogs. Bose, who I think we should go get. But like these players that can't get a game
elsewhere,
they'll come in and make us marginally better.
Yeah.
Their bodies to get a game, but they're clogging lists, really. I think they hurt you more than they're going to help you.
Yeah.
Unless
we've already done it as well. And I think that's what I was going to say to you. Like you asked why we didn't spend. I actually think it's one of the only good things we've done is we made all these mistakes like Gresham and Mackay. And I think we became a bit gun shy to spend, but we need to spend. But they were like, we were making the wrong decisions because we're bringing in further list cloggers and paying them more than our current list cloggers.
You let not shit players. You let players that you don't need walk.
Yep, agreed.
If you really, really want them, you pay them. And they stay because there's an obvious role for them that you know they want them.
And you're confident they're part of the plan.
That's why these players are available. That's why you got to trade for players that you really want to get into your club. You could, these type of players that I'm bringing in, but I'm going to put some names to it. So from Bulldogs, I'm bringing in Bailey Williams.
Very good player.
Yeah, great player.
Very highly rated as well internally.
Yep, 180 games, 28-year-old. Perfect role for us. Awesome kick, awesome runner off the halfback.
Yep.
Can also defend. Runs both ways. We don't have played finals, heart and body. So I'm trading pick, call it 23 for him and get pick 47 back because we'll need that for later, which I'll touch on. The other one, I'm signing Bose as a free agent. Played, I think, also around 100. He's played a lot more games than
he has, and he's absolutely cleaning up. There's just no role for him in that Geelong team.
Yeah. And he's out. He's in the extended bench type of role, but
he's sort of playing in taking that Setterfield part of the list.
Potentially.
Yeah.
But he's got IP. I want his IP.
Yeah.
He's
true. Yeah. He's been part of winning programs, which we talk about. It's important.
Imagine being sitting next to him in the locker room because they talk like they're mates. It's like, hey, like what would you guys do at Geelong? Well, we'd actually be doing that.
Yeah.
You're going to get better just by being next to him. And he can play multiple roles, unlike Setterfields and Parishes and Caldwells. He can play half back, half forward, and the midfield. So bring him in. I know Vigo's been great, and this is probably the most controversial one. I'm actually trading the compensation pick or the assistance pick that we get off the AFL, that pick 1920, for Sean Darcy from Fremantle.
When you made this plan, we still hadn't seen this second Vigo game in a row. So, that one's harder to swallow now that we potentially have Vigo and then Nick Bryan as the backup.
Yes,
with Blackiston on the list as well. But which we made a big deal about how we signed for 3 years, and I'll never get over that we paraded it. It's
some technical difficulties here.
Just says low. They're fine now.
Oh, we're back. You can edit that out or leave it in. Who cares?
We're going to leave it in. Have the budget to edit it out. Yeah.
So look, why we're giving a pick 20, let's say for Sean Darcy, is Freo's going to pay half his contract. He's on, I think, $800K. It's a lot of money. So we're getting him somewhat on the cheap. If you recall, 2 minutes, Hawthorn shot up really quickly, right?
Yeah.
And after perpetually finishing ninth, Richmond shot up really, really quick.
Yeah.
The only off-season moves those two teams both did that off-season was bringing in a mature ruckman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the ruckman from Hawthorn now? Not Reeves, the other one.
Meek. Lloyd Meek. Yeah. Lord Meek, as they call him.
Yeah.
Who cost them the game on the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. But like they were projected to finish bottom 3 and ended up going on a close to finals or on finals. Anyway, that's what the only move they did. They just brought in a mature body to these good midfielders. You walk a little taller with a ruckman. And it was pre-Nankervis, not Soldo, another name of that vein. Richmond did it as well when they shot up, went to ninth. I'm not saying he's the reason that you'll get into finals, but you do need a mature body in the ruckman. Like every team at the moment that's vying for a premiership has that body. And he's a stopgap because Vicentini is 20 or HVH is going to be 18. Nick Bryan's 24 and not there yet. So that's the reason I'm paying over. So he's also coming from potentially a premiership winning team. I'm taking that IP. So we got Scrimshaw in. This is the big moves. I'm trading pick 7 and 17 to GWS for both greens.
Green without an E and green with an E.
For Tom Green and Toby Green.
Yeah.
Why would they do it? So I'm going to promise GWS, you're going to get my picks at 7 and 17. I'm also going to pay Toby Green enough that you get first round compensation.
Well, okay, so they get 3 picks.
So they'll end up with 3 picks.
It's not bad. If you think Toby's leaving anyway, which they don't, it hasn't been clear.
Yeah.
And you think Tom Green is quite underrated still.
I think Tom Green is going to win a Brownlow medal.
Yeah.
And I think he has fantastic leadership potential. I think he is a really good media performer. So he will end up, like, as much as he's tied to Tassie, I think he's more likely to end up at Richmond next year.
Yeah.
He's leaving GWS. He just needs to be at a big club.
There's a siren.
There's the siren. So yeah, I'm bringing both those Greens. My sell to Tom Green is, mate, you're coming in to be captain of this club. Next year, get your knee right, get used to the team. Year after, we're going to make you captain. I think whether it's Hurd, whether it's McVeigh, they've coached both those boys. That's another voice in the locker room that you're going to have. And then we're going to go draft Archie Butler or Texera, and then three other picks that you bring in. So not only does this bring, I'm sorry, I know I'm in overtime here. Not only does this bring our ranking up from 2.7 to 3, and our age profile up from 23 to 24, and our average games from 69 to 64. We also have brought in the most kids in the last 4 years, so the 4 years coming up to the Tassie draft, than any other club.
Yeah.
We have the most rising stars out of any other club in those 4 years leading up. So Richmond's like, oh, we're bringing in kids. Well, Essendon's brought in more kids, and they've got talent to build around it. So, and before we get into quarter 4, Oracle, I sent you the best 22. Can you just read it out to me?
Yep.
And Ron, I want your honest opinion on how you think this compares to how far away we are from Brizzy and Freo.
All right, starting from
go.
the full back line. McGrath, Reed, Redmond.
Yep.
Halfbacks, Roberts, Scrimshaw, Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Centre line, Dersma, Durham, Fiorini, forgotten man.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently he's playing next year.
Half
I've
forward
heard it
line-
all now.
Well, this is a bit of a rock star half forward line. Roby, Caddy, Kako. Full forward line, May, Wright, and Green with an E. Toby. Rux, Darcy. Well, I think that would be Vigo. Green and Martin. Nick Martin back in the side. And the bench, we've got Farrow, Langford, Caldwell, Sharp, and Bowes.
Yeah, well, there's 2 names only that stand out to me. Like I don't think Peter Wright will be in that position, and McGrath, I still have something blocking me from him being in the next premiership team. But that list is better than Collingwood's list this year. It's arguably better than Adelaide's. Like that list is not going to be the difference about why we're not in a premiership window. It's a really strong list.
It gives you a fighting chance, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Our rankings, our team that lost to Geelong last week, the team rated it as 2.7.
Yeah.
Compared to Brisbane's 4.3 and Freo's 4.2. This new team
Yeah.
that Bo's just read out ranks as 3.9. That's a big gap that you feel.
Yeah, it's monstrous. And look, and I was umming and ahhing when you sent through the Tom Green stuff. We both, me and the Oracle, agreed with it a few months ago, but then we've seen Sharp and a few others come on. But to your point, they still need people that have been there, done that around them to actually help them grow quicker.
Yeah.
And with Merritt gone, we do have a void there.
Exactly.
So I do see why. But my issue is, are we starting to get too many midfielders on our list? And I know that we don't have like the top 5 or 6 midfield, but we have a lot of midfielders now. So anyway, and I love Toby Green. If we only get Toby Green in the off season, I'd be a happy man.
Perfect. There it is. That's the plan.
All right, quarter 4. We're going to go through 4 mailbag questions. The first one was, if you scroll up in our WhatsApp Oracle, there's a list of the players that don't have a contract. And we're going to go through them. It's one of the images. That was the first one, was keep Delist. You'll find it. The second one that we're going to talk about that's been a very common Don's mailbag question is Nate Caddy's long-term position. Let's start there until you find. So we've been talking, as everyone is, about Nate. He's our prized pick. When he announced that he was staying, it was such a happy moment for us because we were going through the wars, really. I think lost about 12 in a row at that point, if not more. But there's a lot of Essendon fans, and including myself, that are still not 100% sure where the most optimal position is for Caddy on the field, because he's largely been played in his career as the full forward of the team. But a lot of people, including myself, don't actually think that necessarily is where we're going to get the best impact and see the best of Nate Caddy's football. Now, you can point at his year this year. I think he's going to end up kicking 45 goals if he kicks another handful against Port, which is almost elite forward status already.
Yeah, what's your issue?
I don't think he's actually perfect for that role. From everything that I've seen, this is the eye test. I think he's just so exuberant and athletic that he's just found his way into 45 goals. What we argued 6 weeks ago, which Essendon has started to do, but still not enough, is playing more up the ground. What we're now hearing from different Essendon fans is, why isn't he played even further up the ground? Why doesn't he play in that wing centre-half forward role? That we can name two absolute stars of the game from the early 2000s or 2010, Matthew Richardson and Nick Riewoldt. And when I heard Nick Riewoldt, I actually thought immediately that's actually the best comparison of where I think Nate Caddy will reach his ceiling. You can't go with him on the lead. And when you have to lead on the wing or in between half forward and wing, it's much easier to lead what he's good at, where he just runs in a straight line. Where I think he can develop, but he falls down a bit now, is he doesn't have the Logan Morris craft or some of these other young forwards where they protect the space really well, where they find body either early or late to do it. He just relies on athleticism. So go and gallop. Go and get 15 marks, become a 20 possession, 12 to 15 mark, 2 goal a game player that Nick Riewoldt was, and how good.
Well, if you're going to let him gallop, go up and down the ground, the modern Nick Riewoldt is Jeremy Cameron. Why can't he play that role? Why can't he still be that forward? He's just got the license, and I think he's a student of the game, which is what I keep hearing, where Jeremy Cameron is allowed to run wherever he wants. Why haven't we already given Caddy that license to run down back, get himself into the game, take the marks, and use his tank to burn his player and get ahead of the ball?
It baffles me. I think if the coaching staff were here, they'll say injuries. We just don't have key targets up forward. But I get that, but we're not getting it up forward.
So we? Yeah, I'm sick of hearing injuries.
And I agree. And also get it to that point, get him in the game. We've seen enough games this year over the last 10 games where he looks frustrated, and rightfully so. So throw him up to the half-back line.
Don't throw him to the half-back. Give him the license.
Correct. Let him go up and down.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Matthew Richardson early won a Brownlow. Nick Riewoldt is in the top 15 players I remember in that era.
Yeah. Do you know Sullivan Roby's taller than Nick Riewoldt?
Yeah, crazy. And Nate Caddy is a bit undersized. So I actually love this take.
Well, is he undersized? Who's winning the Coleman?
Charlie Curnow, who Zach Reed bathed today, even though he's tall. Yeah.
I think Caddy models his game on Charlie Cameron. I think
Charlie Curnow, yeah.
Charlie Cameron.
Yeah, well, when Caddy was drafted, he actually played forward, but then also would play in the midfield.
Yeah.
And I remember in the preseason, he was kind of rolling through there. But
let me simplify it. I think Essendon's a better team if Caddy touches the ball more.
Yes.
And so if it's just not working right now in that position, then let's not just keep him in there. And when I'm not saying it's not working, I'm saying it could work so much better.
Yeah.
He could be getting 20 a game easily with his tank.
Yeah, I agree.
Easily getting 20 possessions a game.
I agree. I like the Nick Riewoldt comparison. I think he plays more like Jack.
Yeah,
it just needs,
I think there's a hybrid there. I think
needs some nipsy forwards around
today
him.
That apparently plays like a pre-ACL David Schwartz.
That as well, from some of your worst comparisons you've done, and Jared Brennan allegedly.
Yeah,
so
one-hand pickups.
Yeah.
Well,
do you have the list?
We are at time, but I've got the list.
We'll do the list, and then we're going to quickly talk about one other player.
Yes, well, I'm going to do a rapid fire.
We'll both go.
Okay.
Keep Delist.
Yes, or keep Delist from both of you.
Yeah,
these are non-contracted players as it stands.
Right. And do you want their age as well? I will. Their age 28, Jade Gresham.
Delist.
Keep on a cheaper contract.
Age 28, Matt Guelphy.
Delist. Love Guelph, but Delist.
Age 24, Archie Perkins.
Keep, but if I read D-List tomorrow, I would just keep moving on with my life.
Age 28, Will Setterfield.
Keep for sure.
Age 24, Nick Cox.
Delist. Done.
Say it fast.
I could see the words coming out of your mouth.
Age 21, Elijah Sardis.
Delist.
Age 24, El Hooley.
Delist. Not even close to an AFL player.
Age 19, Jaden Ewan.
Keep. But I think he's been on the rookie list 2 years, so you've either got to promote him to the full list or...
I want keep. I would rather him in the team than Andy McGrath, but he's going to be delisted.
Well, I think Artemis will impact that as well.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
But I can't see now that because they haven't picked new end, how are they going to keep him?
No, yeah.
But we both would keep him.
Yeah, once again, like that rookie spot, but we've got enough kids. If I can bring in another 28-year-old instead of...
Yeah, that's fine.
Age 25, the school teacher, Shifty Tom Edwards.
He's one I probably would keep.
I keep him.
Well, let me say, or Liam McMahon, age 23.
Well, they've not played him and he's kicking bags, so I think he's gone.
I think you keep Edwards in front of McMahon.
I think you keep Edwards in front. I think Edwards has more wily, natural football ability. I think McMahon plays on size more.
McMahon is taller. And Edwards has got a great vertical on him. Like he takes some big grabs in the VFL. I'd love to see that converted to the AFL.
I'm not saying he's ever going to stand up to it, but Edwards, it reminds me a lot of like an early days Jack Gunston, like the way he plays.
Yeah.
Where he just relies on smarts and leaping at the right time.
When we don't play him on the bloody wing.
Yeah. Crazy.
He's a forward. Yeah.
Age 19, the Onion, Reece Unwin.
Delist.
After today, I really like what he did today, but where does he play? I think it's
delist. It doesn't matter.
And
it just doesn't matter.
Age 19, Kale Green.
Just don't know. No idea.
I just don't know. So it has to be delist because we're bringing in 19 players, as you've identified. So
yes, we're bringing a lot of players.
Delist. All right, very quickly because I know we're well over, and we'll probably actually drift into this, but we have equally as many people commenting on Nate Caddy. We have had comments come in on Jai Caldwell.
Oh, I don't like where this is going.
Well, I've just said we've got too many midfielders on the list. You're bringing in Tom Green.
Yeah.
We're drafting, we've got Sullivan Roby sitting in the wings. We've got Kako who should be playing through the midfield. We've got Caddy who might get minutes in the midfield. This is the types of decisions where I've watched all year, and I don't want to hear about injuries. I don't want to hear that he's got a bad ankle. He's on the park. If we want to be serious as a performance-driven football club that wins premierships, that doesn't just get in each year and just goes about their business, based on what I've seen and where we're going with some of our list decisions, I would trade and find a suitable suitor for Jai Caldwell. I just don't see a
rate him. I just talked about how there's not enough talent on the list.
But he's not. But I don't rate him as talent on our list. He's not adding anything to our midfield. He's below there's this concept, especially in the NBA, of a wins above replacement player. He is below that. Therefore, bring in X, Y, or Z player. I don't even need to name them, and I would have them ahead of Jai Caldwell.
He's had an off year.
He's had 5 or 6 really good games, maybe that 10-game stretch. Nothing else when I looked into his stats. The other thing is, regardless of off year, there is no other players I've seen on any list that go from 24 to 25 and go down in every statistical category by the amount that he's gone down. So that just means that he's completely regressed as a player.
In 1 year.
But he's only had a 10-game good stretch, even before
that.
And then before that, he was what he is now, a 16 to 17 possession player that's not having a huge impact on the game.
Okay, so it hasn't really regressed. He had a hot patch.
He had a hot patch.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, what's his role if we've got all these other midfielders? Like, okay, gun to head, do you pick, is he ahead of Sharp? Is he ahead of Roby? You couldn't possibly say that. Then he's not ahead of Green. Then he's not ahead of Durham.
Yeah.
So now he's just another, and he's not have Setterfield has outperformed him significantly.
Today he did, yeah.
So suddenly he's the 9th best midfielder on our list, and I reckon he's getting paid. I think it's like 700,000 or 800,000.
He's our highest paid player.
Yeah. So let's be a brutal performance-driven culture. He's gone.
What could you get for him?
Go and find out. Take the 800 or whatever it is off our salary cap. You want more money to spend on players that aren't clogging lists. He's clogging it.
I think got too many holes in the boat that you need to plug.
All right, we'll leave it there. But not usually we end on a positive, and we will be at the 4:20. The brunch game.
The brunch game.
We're going to be at the 12:20 game, and we're going to hopefully, if you all guys want to come celebrate with us, win, lose or draw the Vicentini Cup, we'll be there. And looking very much forward to putting this season behind us at some point as well, because it just keeps going. Although today was fun.
Yes, hopefully. And congratulations to Mark McVeigh. Looking forward to seeing what you can do.
Emergency pod tomorrow if
With the list.
McVeigh gets announced.
Very
Bring
good.
back the red and black. We'll see you soon.